Good evening, friends. I'm Dr. Aajay Shah, and we are bringing this another Facebook Live. Obviously, we're still going through some learning on Zoom, and I think we have figured out how to show our slides on Zoom. Hopefully, this is working. I'm not able to see on my Facebook Live, but I can see on my screen that it's working. Uh, Obviously, we've been doing this Facebook Live for last 2 or 3 months on a regular basis. We have done a lot of Facebook Live on physical health, uh, including how to prevent heart disease, diabetes, high blood pressure. We have done some on mental health, including happiness. Matter of fact, I'm doing another Facebook Live 2 hours next Saturday on happiness, specifically targeted towards happiness, 2 hour live next Saturday. I'm also trying to venture out into learning how to be productive because I realized that to be a healthy person, you have to be a happy person. And to be happy, healthy, and long living person, you need to be also a very organized and very productive person because health and productivity goes hand in hand. So people who are productive are healthy. People are healthy, they are productive. So I've taken kind of this new learning role in terms of trying to be not just a health coach, but also be a life coach also. I've read a lot of books on management of different aspects of life, including how to be successful at our careers, how to be successful as a father, as a parent, how to be successful, as a friend, how to be a good husband. So I kind of taken up a role of not just becoming a health coach, both for physical health and mental health, but also a life coach. Matter of fact, I enjoy a role of life coach as much as becoming a health coach. So today I've taken up this small seminar, small live, only about 10 or 12 minutes long. And again, this is my venture into becoming a life coach. So pardon me if I'm not very fluent the way I try to speak with health and cardiology. So hopefully you'll enjoy it. So let's start. So today's topic is how to have 100 times more productivity. I think we're all into how productive we can be. How can we achieve more things in short time? How can we pack a lot of things in our day? At the same time, we have realized that being busy doesn't mean that you are productive. I've seen a lot of people, including myself at times, that I'm busy all day, but when I count my productivity at the end of the day, it was half of that many days when I was not physically that hardworking. So being busy does not mean that you are productive. Remember that, very important. Being busy doesn't mean that you are productive. At the end of the day, it's how much task, how many missions you completed counts, not how many hours you put in. Key thing with productivity is limiting distractions. We'll talk about it, how to limit your distractions, how to have increased focus. They say that actually focus is more valuable than intelligence. And a focused work, even if it's a brief work, is much more valuable than distractor work for hours. So again, focus is very important. We'll talk how to increase your focus. Uh, uh, if you want to be in top 5% of successful, you need to put in the work with the top 5% put in. So again, I've been listening to Robin Sharma, my favorite motivational speaker, and I'm getting a lot of tips from his YouTube videos and his books. And I highly recommend all of you to look up Robin Sharma. He's been a very successful motivational speaker for the last 25 years. He has like millions of followers. He has written like 12 or 15 books, sold like 10 million books. So very successful motivational speaker, Robin Sharma, and read his books, watch him on YouTube. Again, I think we need to do the work that matters in our life, not just some kind of fake work. Also, having a meaning and purpose in life is also very important. We should all know when we wake up in the morning, what is the purpose of our today's work. We also should know our purpose for the week, for the month, and also obviously purpose for the life. We all have different purpose. I think my main purpose right now, my main mission is right now to help as many people, as many friends, as many followers to live a healthy lifestyle, not just physical health, but mental health, and spiritual health. So that's my main purpose. I actually wake up every morning thinking, how can I help more people to live a healthy lifestyle? So again, it's very important that we have a purpose in life. At the same time, I think purpose to yourself is important, but purpose and service to the humanity, service to the other people, service to your family, service to your community, even service to the world, service to the whole humanity is very important. When people are serving, they're typically more productive. Let's talk about how to attain focus, how to get a focus. This is from Robin Sharma's one of the videos where he gives this 90-91 rule, where actually he says that for next 90 days, first 90 minutes in your day, do only one task. So again, next 90 days, for first 90 minutes of your day, do only one task. Obviously, you can turn this thing into an hour a day, any time of the day, do only one task. So you can modify this rule the way it applies to you. I typically spend 1 hour during the day at work, doing very focused cardiology work. And when I come home in the evening, I have 1 to 2 hours of very focused work in terms of lifestyle movement. I also obviously pack in a lot of exercise and a lot of other healthy behaviors. We will talk about it. Best time to do your focus work is typically in the morning. They said that in the morning hours are the best focus hours. So if you want to achieve any specific assignment, try to do that in the morning, particularly before 10 o'clock. Have a place where you can be very focused without any distractions. I almost call it like a secluded area. In my house, it's our sunroom where I go there, and I typically get very focused. Avoid any kind of phone distractions unless like you are on call, like I'm on call, so I cannot get away from my phone. But if you can avoid the phone with you while you're doing any focus work, that would be the right thing to do. Avoid any kind of notifications, either email or text message if you can. Definitely not checking email while you're doing any focus work. Also not going on Facebook or Twitter, avoiding any kind of social feed, that will also increase your focus. And they said that be in the flow. Flow actually is one of the term coined by one of the Harvard psychology. He says that when you are in the flow, you are most focused, you are actually absolutely enjoying what you are doing, and you actually forget what the time is going. You actually almost become timeless. So again, be in the flow. And they said that most people get in the flow when they're doing any kind of meaningful work, either whether it's their career, it's their work, or they're doing a meaningful work as a parent or as a community organizer. So be in the flow. Remember the key word, be in the flow. Be totally in the flow. There is actually a book, Flow. Read that book, very important book. It gives you some tips on how to get more into the flow. Like, as you know, many sports people, many players get into the flow when they're in the game, and they achieve the best success when they're in the flow. And when you get in the flow, actually your brain gets into from beta state to alpha state. So it's very important to get in the flow. The next thing you can do to increase your productivity is learn to delegate. Delegation is very important. Obviously, you cannot do everything in life. You have to learn to delegate. There are only 24 hours in a day, so you need to delegate things which you can safely delegate. And there's a rule called 10-80-10 rule, 10-80-10 rule in terms of delegation. So whenever you want to delegate anybody, spend about 10% of the time in the beginning with your team or with the person you're delegating and explain what you need to accomplish. And then give that person or a team 80% of next time to complete that project, and then come back again for the last 10% to complete the mission. So again, 10-80-10 rule. Start with 10%, working with your team to explain what you need to accomplish, having them spend 80% of time themselves, and then you coming back last 10% to finish the project. So again, 10-80-10 rule. Also I kind of learned this term called sidekicks. I actually designed this term myself. Have your own sidekicks. So having sidekicks, the benefit is the sidekick will actually do a lot of work for you, a lot of leg work, a lot of kind of menial work, and then actually all the credit will go to you. So having sidekick is also very important. Also learn to automate very many tasks with technology. With the available of smartphones, with computers, we should be able to delegate a lot of the repetitive tasks to the technology. For example, now I'm doing this Facebook Live through Zoom call, and this live will be recorded. It will be on YouTube within half an hour. So again, doing this automated task on technology. We used to do this thing manually, where we would go to the Facebook, download the video, and then put it on YouTube. So it used to be 3 or 4 steps. Now we are accomplishing this thing in 1 step. So learn the technology and automate many tasks, whatever you can with the help of technology. That will increase your productivity tremendously. So again, don't be afraid of technology. Look it up on Google, look it up on YouTube. YouTube has a lot of videos on how to do this thing. Matter of fact, we learn about how to do Facebook Live on Zoom through a YouTube, just an 8-minute long video. And now we are on Facebook Live through Zoom in a very simple way. So again, we'll talk about it, how I did it, but again, use the technology to automate many tasks. Next thing is very important. Productivity is that productivity depends upon the company you keep. Very important. I think we know that if I want to know how you are doing in life, if I know your 5 friends, I know exactly how you are doing in life. People who have successful friends typically are very successful. People who have obese friends, you also will be an obese, overweight person. People who have friends who drink alcohol all the time, you probably are drinking alcohol also. So your company tells you what you're doing in life. In my opinion, have friends who have a similar interest, who want to grow physically, mentally, spiritually together. Have many activities with the friends in terms of physical activities, healthy eating habits, discuss ideas, discuss different skills, grow together, take a class together, but have friends who want to grow with you. When you grow with your friends, the work becomes actually fun and your productivity multiplies. So having a friends, in my opinion, having a friends who are wise friends, philosopher friends, also increases your productivity. So keep your company, which is very A-type company, so your productivity will go up. Next thing is how to conserve energy, your time, your resources, and increase your efficiency. That's where I think learning minimalism comes in. So have less distractions because of minimalism and have less needs. Matter of fact, when you have simple meal, simple clothes, when you wear the same clothes in the morning, like Mark Zuckerberg does, you save a lot of time in terms of decision making. We will talk about it. Living in a simple house, living a simple low maintenance car, essentially having minimal material thing in life, that will increase your productivity tremendously. I always use the sentence that says that don't be a janitor to your possessions, because if you have a huge house and if you are just spending time cleaning the house, if you're spending time maintaining the house, you are essentially not spending that time in growing, not spending that time in learning new things, not spending that time with friends and family. So don't be a janitor to your possessions. Next thing is a concept of decision fatigue. We all are given finite decisions per day we can make. So we all have a different number of decisions we can make per day. And after that, our mind, our brain starts getting fatigued and we cannot make decisions in a right way. So again, we need to know how many number of decisions we can make. Obviously, for all of us, when we make any decision, we will start getting to the decision fatigue. So when you make a decision in the morning of what shirt you will wear, there was a one decision you made. So you'll be making one less decision later in the evening. We'll be able to make one less decision in the evening. When you decide what lunch you're going to have, that also makes one less decision for you in the evening. So automatizing all the decisions is very important. For example, the main thing I tell a lot of my friends, family, and kids, that when you go on Facebook and when you like somebody's post and when you click on that and like it, there was one decision you made. Matter of fact, clicking on the like button on Facebook is one of the most common decisions people make these days. So again, when you make a decision to like somebody's post, that decision will make you go towards decision fatigue, and you'll be making one less decision next time in the evening. So again, all these decisions you make will eventually lead to decision fatigue. So limit your decisions. Make only decisions which are very critical for your productivity critical for your life. Don't get into making decisions which are trivial, which are time waster for you. So again, decision fatigue is a real thing. Avoid all the decisions which makes you non-productive. Next thing is when you want to be productive, you need to be in a very high physical health. The example I give all the time is Leonardo da Vinci. Leonardo da Vinci, more I read about him, more I appreciate what he was. Obviously, around 1450, 1470, he was a painter, obviously, everybody knows about that, but he was a scientist, he was a sculptor, he was actually a great athlete, he was a great looking tall man, and many people don't know, but he was gay, he was not very religious. So he had a lot of the characteristics which pretty much puts him into a genius category. And I can tell you that he managed his time very wisely. He was one of the most productive, one of the most prolific genius we have ever seen. So he was extremely productive throughout his life. He lived up to age 67, so kind of a young person, but he accomplished so many things in his life because he was so productive, and he was in a top physical health. So I'm sure to maintain that physical health, he actually was exercising regularly, running, jogging, lifting weights. So being a physical health is very important. The next thing I want you to all to understand and remember is I call it DOSE, D-O-S-E. D-O-S-E stands for dopamine, D stands for dopamine. You should get every day your dose of dopamine. And the way you get your dopamine is by having anything which your mind, which your brain likes. Like when you get your to-do list done, you get a dopamine spike. When you accomplish any activity, you get dopamine spike. When somebody comes and says, good job, you get a dopamine spike. So you should have a healthy way of dopamine spike every day. You can also get dopamine spike by eating a cookie or donut, but that's not the way I want you to get the dopamine spike. The next is D, and then O. O is for oxytocin. Oxytocin is a hormone which is very important for creativity and productivity, and it typically comes from hugs. Obviously, with COVID-19, if you want to have hug with your family, there's people you know that don't have any corona infection. Definitely having more touch also increases oxytocin level. The next is DO and then S for serotonin. Serotonin is very important to prevent depression, to have a better mood, because it's very important to have a good mood, to have a good productivity. And serotonin typically is maintained by good sleep, 7 to 8 hours, which we'll talk about it, taking omega-3 and taking proper rest. So again, D for dopamine, O for oxytocin, S for serotonin, and next is a E for endorphin. Endorphin is very important for daily rise. When we exercise, particularly when we jog or run, and when we sweat, endorphin gets released. Endorphins are the opioid or morphine type substance which our brain, our body releases. And those things are very important for better mood and also helps with productivity. Typically, it's proven the people who are physically very healthy are definitely a lot more productive. Obviously, if you have any kind of illness, if you have to go see a doctor, if you are hospitalized, if you are in pain, you will not be productive. So again, very important that physically you maintain your health. Next thing which helps in productivity tremendously is having sleep. Having 7 to 8 hours of sleep is very important. Track your sleep because you need to get into deep sleep and REM sleep, both of them, to have a high quality sleep. I track my sleep with a Fitbit type device, and I definitely get 7 hours, 7.5 hours sleep every night. And typically that means I'm in bed at least 8 to 8.5 hours every night. I commute 2 hours, I work full time, I exercise, I spend time with the family. But even with all those commitments, I still get about 8.5 hours in bed and 7.5 hours of sleep. I've made a major commitment to have a good night's sleep every night because I value the sleep. I have a separate video on sleep on our YouTube channel. Please watch that video to see how you can get a better sleep and what are the benefits of a good sleep. So again, sleep is very, very important for productivity. Next thing is what you eat. People who eat a lot of processed food are not very productive. People who eat processed food are not very healthy. People who eat animal products, like having a bacon in the breakfast, chicken for the lunch, and fish for the dinner, they typically are very non-productive and not healthy. So again, if you want to be very productive, go to whole food, plant-based diet. Try to be eating adequate calories to maintain your body mass index of 22 to 25. Be lean and be be in shape. So again, what you eat also helps how productive you are. Obviously, if you have 1 to 2 cups of coffee, that's fine too. Next thing is having a less stress. People who are stressed, they are preoccupied, and typically their productivity is low. So to lower the stress, I definitely want you to get into meditation, 20 minutes once a day, possibly twice a day. I try to do 20 minutes at least once a day, sometimes twice a day. So meditation is very important. There are various ways of meditating. The simple way of meditation is just observing your breath. And you just close your eyes or keep your eyes open. Typically, I do with a closed eye, and you observe your breath, just the air moving through your nostril in a slow way, as slow as you can. I have a separate video on also on how to increase your parasympathetic tone. People who have high parasympathetic tone are more productive. So I have a separate video on YouTube on our channel, Healthy Living with Dr. Aajay Shah, on how to increase your parasympathetic tone. Watch that video, and that will also increase your productivity. Definitely doing a pranayam, which is a breathing exercise, will increase your productivity by lowering the stress. Doing any kind of yoga or flexibility on a regular basis also will lower your stress and will increase your productivity. The next thing for productivity, very important, is a continuing education. Continuing education obviously is very popular in medical fields and many other fields, but in my opinion, continuing education is must for everybody, even for the people who are not working right now or who are staying home. Reading every day, minimum 30 minutes, possibly 1 hour. I read at least 2 hours every day. Read about what your own profession, like for me, it would be cardiology or lifestyle medicine. Also read books on how to be wiser, read books on philosophy, read books on how to stay healthy, how to stay fit. So all those kind of reading will also increase your productivity. So again, this was a short video. This is my venture into becoming a life coach. Hope you like this video. If you do this methods, your productivity will increase exponentially, 100 times. I've increased my productivity over the last 3 years, at least 50 or 100 times. And I enjoy it. I don't get tired. I've been doing multiple projects at the same time. I still fit in my 2 hours of exercise. I eat healthy. I sleep 7.5 hours. So if you do a lot of these tricks, a lot of these methods I showed you, your productivity will go exponentially. Try it for a week. Let us know on the Facebook tab. Text me or call me or message me how it worked out. Add your own methods. Show us your methods so we can share with other people. Grow together, learn together, teach each other, and be successful as a team. Be successful together. We have a lot of videos on YouTube. We have a Healthy Living with Dr. Aajay Shah channel on YouTube. Please go to the channel, subscribe to that channel. I just posted a video on 6 pillars of healthy lifestyle. I also posted last week video on stoicism. These are all nice long videos, a lot of learning. I put a lot of efforts into creating this Facebook Live in this video. So take advantage of it. Obviously, we all can learn from each other. So let's do it together. Obviously, with COVID-19 crisis, we have a lot of downtime, so it's better that we use that time for the growth. Like I always said, that any kind of struggle should be a way to the growth, to the new opportunity. Any kind of hardship should turn into a seed to the new growth. And like I said yesterday, that stress should be like an energy bar. Just like when we are tired, we take energy bar. Same way, stress should behave like an energy bar. And stress actually should, promote us to start a new growth, a new thing. So I will stop here. If you have any questions, please let us know. Please subscribe to our Facebook page. Again, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Healthy Living with Dr. Aajay Shah. Thank you.